Dito, what are you gonna do with that stuff? You gonna put that in the cup holder? You gonna bite me in the belly? What are you doing, you dirty dog? What's up, YouTube? So I was out here today gonna mow the yard. Had a job kind of fall through or get postponed, not really sure, for the weekend, and I didn't have the tools I needed to get to the next job, so I went ahead and had a weekend off, which is pretty great. It's been good. I just done whatever I wanted to do, and I don't remember the last time I was able to do that with no worries, you know. Got me a little helper today, so we was out, we were mowing grass, and I've got this over here on the pond bank. I've got 3 pine trees that are dead. It's super windy. I always pick knocking trees down on a windy day, apparently. But anyways, the bottom of this one's still going. There's a cedar in there, and I may leave it, and I'll show you why in a minute. But that one's dead all the way up to the top. Just the bottom's got a few limbs that are good. I think the ice is what killed them. I'm not really sure. I'm not a rocket scientist or anything, so this other one's dead. It's got a little bit of life on the bottom, but looks like it's dying as well. It's starting to turn brown. Whoa, about tripped over a stick. And then this last one's dead. If you look at the bottom, I don't know if you can see, I already cut one section off of that. There may be another little one over there. I'm not super worried about it. But these pine trees, they block the pond. Kind of makes it, not that, I mean, we're kind of out in the middle of nowhere anyways, but it kind of makes you feel secluded, like you're just at the pond. So we really like the pine trees. Not really excited about having to get rid of them, but I'll show you the pond here. And it is windy, but that tree's junk, that one and that one, so they need to come down. Not really sure what's killing them, with the top of it just dying. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a rocket scientist, but they're kind of leaning, or that one is kind of, the weight that's left on it is kind of leaning this direction, and I don't want them out here in the pond. So I'm trying to figure out the best way. I mow all of this, so I really don't even want to get up here with the skid steer. Not that I can't clean it up, but I don't know, it's gonna make a mess. I'm thinking about hitting them with the mulcher. Just hitting the bottom up with the mulcher and then pushing it over with the push bar. But that's gonna make a mess too. But then we've got the grapple, so we can get the grapple, haul that stuff down there. I've never attacked a pine this big with the mulcher. So I'm in a way kind of excited, but I also feel like when I hit it, it's gonna vibrate and it's gonna knock the limbs off the top of it. The dead limbs are gonna fall. But with all this stuff, I'm tired of this. Trying to mow around it. I kind of hoped that they were gonna fall on their own, but they haven't. So yeah, I think me and this guy right here are gonna figure out a way to knock them down. And I may not have him in there with me when I do it, just because if anything falls on, I couldn't live with that. So yeah, have the helper stand aside. Maybe he can be a cameraman today. Somebody still hasn't cleaned up the pallet from the new grapple, which I will say, the guy that didn't clean it up, he did move it from there to here. So, you know, kudos to him. Anyways, so we got the old 490. I might notch the back side of those a little bit before doing this. I haven't really decided how I'm gonna go about this, but I know it needs to be done. And this guy right here, you know, he's got something on his nose. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna warm this up, head up there, and I'm thinking, just to be safe, maybe knock them down with the mulcher, because I can't just do this any day that I want to. You know, I got to do it in my free time, and this is my free time, so here we go. What?
Why is there a clock right there?
A clock right there? It's so I always know what time it is. You know, that way I can see it through the front door. Come on, get in here, you little stinky kid. Oh. You guys see that? That's not enough fuel to do anything. Alright. We did do it, didn't we? I'm gonna try and do this without messing up much of the yard. I think we're gonna start by taking the saw and limbing, removing some limbs from the tree so that I can see exactly what I'm doing, you know what I mean? I could get in there and just eat the limbs off of it with the mulcher, but I don't really want this stuff all over my yard. I'm just thinking that the mulcher would be the safest way to eat into it and then just push it over. So yeah, that's the plan at the moment. Like, I just came up with this plan right before I started the video, so you know, it's not really premeditated. Wow, I thought someone was coming down the road, but I think I hear metal off of somebody's house or something. Just like it is windy. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but just coo. I don't know what that is. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and knock these off of here. Theo's gonna hang out back here in a nice safe area, and we'll get this ready to knock them down. So I've got these big limbs off of here. There was so much brush right here that I didn't really want to try and climb into all that and try and cut these limbs off, so I just knocked them off with the skid steer. I did start to cut into this tree a little bit, but I don't feel like I can get in there deep enough without smashing up the front door on the head. I could do it up higher probably, but it does eat it really well. This is my first real pine tree. Anything that wasn't about this big, you know, it was pretty neat. You got my gloves? He's watching my gloves. Gloves. Anyways, so I'm thinking about just cutting it and felling it. The wind's blowing this direction fairly hard. I may just cut my wedge out and let it go that way. I think I can do that. And then the other two, which I'm gonna eat that cedar out of there, get rid of it. I wish I knew it was killing them. I really don't want the rest of them to die. I plan on, you know, planting some more, I guess. Give me a couple of pine trees and plant them.
Hi.
What?
Hi.
Well, down she goes. That worked out pretty good, I guess. I left a little too much holding wood, and my bar wasn't quite long enough to go through the other side right there, so I came in the other side and cut. Not really sure how I did that, but anyways, I come in the other side and had cut. There was a little too much holding wood on it, but either way, a little too much is better than not enough, especially in this dirty wind. Had the kiddo far enough away. He was hanging out at the lawnmower over there, so that nothing, unless the tree decided it was gonna jump or something, you know, and bounce its way over there, which that doesn't happen. Yeah, definitely keep him out of harm's way. We got 2 more to go, and I'm gonna go eat some lunch first. Mama just came home with lunch, and just like that, I've eaten lunch already. It's like, just, that's how fast you eat lunch. Anyways, this tree's down. I've only had to cut one down off this hillside before, and the one that I cut before, it was tangled up in all these vines, so it actually fell down, you know, just a little, and leaned and hung there. And I used a 20 gauge to shoot the vine and get it out. Actually, we had some cousins here, and it was their kid's shotgun, youth model, and it prompted me to buy one for my son. Nice little gun. Anyways, so we've got this one and that one to go, I guess. And for all of you who want those spools or whatever, you know, you can have this one. It didn't last very long. The old wire spool or whatever, and it was so big, I thought I'll make a table out of that and put it out here in front of the pond. Yeah, it just fell apart. Trash. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna mulch a few of these, or a little bit in between, so I can see to knock the next two down and how I want to attack them. I'm gonna have to cut that stump off because I'm not grinding that whole thing with the mulcher. I don't know, it may be fine. I've never really eaten pine. I'm excited about it. Some of you guys live where there's nothing but pines, and here there's just, I don't know, you look out of that whole hillside there and there's not a single pine. These had to have been planted here. got, well, stand back here. You watched me eat it, so you know. But anyways, we got the first tree down. I just went ahead and mulched some of this stuff. I guess one, mulch being there is not going to be too bad. It's a lot of dead stuff, and I don't know. It should be all right. But anyways, we gotta get this tree out of here. I think felling them is going to be the only way to go about it. So this one here, I may cut it and let it drop this way. This other one, I really don't want to drop it towards the pond, but it's leaning this way. So that and the limbs are up high and they're sticking off this side. Everything's dead on that side, which it was a twin. There were two trees growing there. They weren't identical, but they were both growing out of the same stump. So the other one's the one that I cut off and shot out with the shotgun. But that one there is gonna have to, and I hope they're not tangled together, it doesn't pull the top out on me. But the plan is to go ahead, drop that one, and then I'm gonna try, since that one's leaning this way, try and fell it more this direction. Because I really don't want to have to dig it out of the pond. I like to keep as much organic debris out of the pond as I can. Upon further research, the top of this tree is hanging right there. And I need to be right here to saw this out. So if I cut this tree, there's a good chance that right there is falling on my head. I don't really know how to go about it. I really want to fell that one this way, but if I do it first, I might be able to take that limb out and still do exactly what I'm trying to say. Drop that one first over there. We'll see. All right, so I've been out here trying to film on time lapse. That's dumb. Way to go, Rim. Anyways, so I got over here and started cleaning up around this tree. Ended up starting to eat on it, and I didn't want to get out and get the camera. I would have liked to have seen it from the outside as well, so I did you guys dirty and myself. But I started eating it, and actually where I ate upon it isn't where it broke. It actually broke lower, and I'm glad I didn't get out and try and fell that tree, because the inside of it is terrible. Matter of fact, these little things flying away, are those termites? Because those kind of look like termites. But I'm not a rocket scientist, so I don't know about termites. Maybe they just find dead wood. Maybe they're the reason the tree's dying. I have no idea. But anywho, so that one's down. I pushed it over with the mulching head. Big one's down, of course, and we got one to go. This one's, you know, they have a little bit left in the bottom, but the top's bad. But now that top's out of the way, I don't have to worry about it falling on my head. One tree is left, and then we can clean all this up. I don't want to do much mulching here. I'm probably going to clean up some of the mulches here because I want to be able to mow this. I'm going to haul it down to the motocross track and probably let the pine rot to where it's soft, and then mulch all that stuff up and throw it on the motocross track, because it, you know, wood chips are good for the soil and all that. But what's that? I started the morning out and I was gonna mow the yard because my wife's got a Bible study group, women's something, and so they're gonna hang out down at the spot, and I wanted the yard and the grass looking really good. So we started mowing, and then I stopped mowing because I couldn't mow around these trees anymore because all the tops were falling down, the limbs were hanging down low. You see what it looked like. So I just made another project, made another big mess. That's what I do. I make messes, remember? So there we are. All three trees are down. Everything worked out. I mean, I should point out, I'm not a professional arborist or anything of that sort. Obviously on this one, my chainsaw is just a little bit too small. I really need, when I'm doing that bore cut or whatever, really need something to go all the way to the other side. I had to get over there and try and find it. And out here in the wind, you know, if it starts moving that tree and I don't have enough holding wood, it could be a problem. So don't follow what I do, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I just cut some trees down. But all 3 trees are down, and I guess that means it's time to go get a grapple. Also, everybody leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite chainsaw is. I've been thinking about buying you know, maybe another size up. I did talk to a guy last night who has probably been through 20 of everything, and I asked him what his opinion was, which I really like these Echoes. I've just kind of always liked them, but I know, you know, most everybody likes a steel. You know, that's the big name in chainsaws and stuff like that. But I want to know what your opinion is, so leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think the best brand of saw is. Maybe you guys can sway my opinion, but I would like to have a saw with a little bit longer bar, something that can handle trees like this when I need it to. And I mean, that one did the job, but you know, one more saw couldn't hurt, right? So let me know what you think and why. Oh, would you look at that grapple? You guys know how much I love it. I can pick it up without pinching a hose. Today will continue to be a good day. All right, well, we got the grapple on. Woo-woo. Fancy. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut I'm always wee-weeing. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut those in half, I guess, because my opening going to the shop right there, I can't get them through that. Like, the machine would gladly pick them up and carry them, but it's not gonna make it through the little entranceway there. And I could probably try and work my way through it, but what I would do to the ground in trying to wiggle my way through versus just cutting them, yeah, I'm hoping this isn't like a 30 trip type deal. Right there it goes. Oh, I'm gonna make such a mess. The whole reason for not doing it a long time ago is literally just because I knew I was gonna make a big mess. Tearing up grass and everything else. This with us if we can. Pretty steep little hill, but it shouldn't matter. This machine's pretty darn heavy. All right. Got one hand up like, no! Typically the kind of mulch you get from a forestry head isn't all that fine unless you're running, you know, knives. So, what is this? Little kid toys? Nope. Alrighty. This is the place. blow it apart pretty good. And I think it'll break down in the pile really well. I've been wondering about the little cutouts in the front of those, and I think they're for this right here. See how that grabs that log? I figure that's why they did it. They might have done it just to keep not so much weight out on the very front of it, giving you a little bit more lifting capability. But I don't know. I like that. It worked really good. See if I can get over here and turn on my grass one more time and tear that up. I'm gonna leave that walnut. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Hopefully that's not, you know, doesn't have anything to do with why the pines are dying. I don't know. If anybody has an idea, without obviously looking at it or checking for bugs, you have an idea why my pines are dying, that'd be something to comment about. I can grab all of this. Look at that. Look at that. I had to get back up here on the hill because, well, I can get that in a minute. The brush, like one tree is sticking straight out flat. So from the bottom, I don't know how it looks in the video, but that's a pretty steep hill. So I'm trying to reach up and grab that while climbing up a hill with a skid steer where all your weight is in the rear of the machine. Pretty difficult. See if I can get in here and reach any of this. I've been dethatching my yard in places where I didn't want to dethatch it by turning and whatnot. Should have mulched those already. I don't know. Don't have the mulcher head on anymore, so just gonna have to deal with it. Why are you coming with me? You ever make a mess and then just wish you hadn't made it? Kind of feeling that way right now. Trying to grab a hold of the tops of those at the bottom, but that wasn't working because the ends are just breaking off of it. I wonder if I could just drive over this here and then down the hillside and push it out into the road. Hopefully that wasn't my track coming off. Going on, breaking limbs off and stuff. Hopefully I don't roll this tree over onto me. Climbing up a hill and kind of at an angle like this right now, and having to reach up there, and not to mention I've cut most of that and it doesn't want to break because the limbs above it are holding it up. So Yeah, I actually grabbed onto the top of this. I don't know if you can see it. Grabbed onto the top of that, and you would think it's rotten and it would just snap right off, and it picked the machine up. So that's what we're doing. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, we've got that whole tree in here, 2 pieces. I don't know how big. Oh, you're driving with all this junk. I'm hoping it'll make it. Risky business here. Dragging vines everywhere. This is way worse a cleanup than I had expected. Man, and there's a big old log sticking out one side. It's gonna knock that wagon wheel over, I almost guarantee it. I'm gonna knock the wagon wheel over. I bet I can go over it. We're gonna try it. And hopefully I won't drag it down the side of my, alright, I guess I don't want to drag it down the side of my truck either, but what's going on? I got a log sticking out this way, probably 10 feet. It's a little one, it's probably like 5 inches. We're gonna maneuver our way through this. There may be casualties. Oh yeah, there's gonna be casualties. I can see them already. But not the wagon wheel. We're going over the wagon wheel. We're gonna hit a cedar. Here down, you guys can see that one laying out there. That's what we're gonna hit. We're not gonna hit that. We're not gonna hit the wagon wheel. It's okay. We don't care about the dirty cedar. Or juniper, as some folks call them. Maybe, I don't know what a real cedar is. We made it. I'm gonna get out and show you guys just how big a bite we got here, because I'm pretty impressed. Look at that. I mean, I know I got out the dangerous way and I'm stupid and all that kind of stuff, but look at that. That's literally just clamped onto that one side. It held it fine. Came all the way down here, bouncing, banging around. I'm super impressed with this. I bet that is a good... That's probably 20 inches right there, to give some perspective. All right, well, I have to say the grapple makes this so much easier, but at the same time, I have a newfound respect for people that deal with pines, being that a lot of times when you're taking one down, I'd say I guess they're rotten. And when these things start to rot, they really fall apart fast. I had no idea how difficult this was actually gonna be. It's one of those jobs that aggravates you, that you just have to keep on keeping on. Because like right here, I can't get that piece, but it's all rotten, so it's all falling apart. So every time I grab something, I lose a little piece, or I break something off, can't pick it up. But the good Lord blessed me with 2 little children, 2 little boys that like to do work. So since this isn't a customer job and I'm not making any monkeys on it, I might just let them have at it. They do like getting the old 4-wheeler and a trailer and, you know, pretending like they've got a tractor or a business or something. I don't know, my oldest is almost 14. I could probably just put him on the tractor and let him get the rest of it, or the skid steer. He'd like that. Coax them in there with some of that. You want to use some equipment? But I'm going to clean up the bulk of it. I'll get the old lion's share out of here. And honestly, if I didn't want to mow this and sometime soon and be able to clean it up, I could have just pushed this stuff up here and mulched it all. I got some good clay underneath that. But I'll push this down the hill, hopefully be able to just grab it up. But it's been that, and there's a bunch of vines in it, so it's been kind of tough you guys are seeing what you need to see and not just listen to me jabber. But hopefully I can get, you know, most of this picked up. Then I might let the boys clean up some because I need to mow the rest of the yard. Of course, they're gonna have to work better than Theo did because, you know, he was here for just a little bit and then he kind of skipped out on me. There was food and then he disappeared. I can't blame him. Food's good. He loves food. He's hung out with me the last 2 days, and what he says when he wakes up in the morning, he's like, "Can I have something to eat?" Like, that's his first words out of his mouth. It's cute. Should I have told him no? What does this look like, a charity? You're not eating. We're going down this little steep grade or whatever, and I'm just ever so slightly dragging the old teeth. I think this thing works great. I really like it. Whatever's left, I will just get with the mulching head and destroy it. Already torn up my yard more than I wanted to, but it didn't make sense to leave these trees out here where my kids could potentially have one fall on them. I don't think digging it out of the pond would have been that fun either. Oh. I'll have skid steer tracks in my yard forevermore. And I lost a bunch of stuff on the way. As I was going down there, pieces would break or snap off. Some of that last tree was just super rotten. The one that I pushed over was bad. Burp. And this, the ground being uneven, I ended up dragging at least one tooth in the ground for a second. That's all right. We can mow rocks, we've done it before. I'll have to get the bucket out and clean it up real nice, but look at that. That's almost all of it. Let's see if I can get another bite and get that last log there. Tired of making skid steer trips back and forth. I don't have any better way. Sneeze all over my window. It's mine. I can do that if I want to. That's about got it. Here's our brush pile. Made a pretty good one. I'm hoping this stuff eats really well after it rots for a little while. May have to do a video or something of that. I'd like to see it just sling it. Tiny chunks. But if not, we'll push it into a pile and burn it. With mulching, it seems like trees end up being a big portion of what I do, but at the same time, I usually don't cut big trees. It's not a tree service, so I'm not looking to be a tree service. It kind of, you know, I kind of want to be more excavation and clearing. Like that's what I want to do. Some people find a niche market market that they get into. But it seems like nowadays, you know, it's hard for somebody to just be excavation, because every electrician has got a mini X. You know, everybody's bought a machine for their business. You know, maybe it's a tax write-off, or just because they wanted a piece of equipment and they realize, oh, we can dig water lines now. You know, we don't just have to put the water lines in, we can dig it. We don't need to call an excavation guy. We can put in our own power, we can put in our own gas, we can put in whatever. So, you know, a lot of contractors are already doing their own excavation work, which kind of stinks when excavation is what you're trying to primarily do, and everybody's already bought one and decided to do that. So it's, I don't know. I don't want to step on too many people's toes. I'd like to just kind of find my own lane and stay in it, you know. But yeah, that's my rant for the day, or if that's a rant. I mean, it's not really complaining. It is what it is. All right, guys. Well, I'm standing in the middle of it. I got some mess on the road to clean up. I'll get that before I shove this off to the kids, but for now, that's good enough. Open this up for the pond. Not what I wanted, but the trees are dead, so there it is. Grapple did a good job. I'm gonna grab a little bit more. It really may not be anything for the kids to clean up, because I think I'm gonna mulch everything else that's laying here. But I appreciate you guys coming along for the ride. I appreciate all the people that have liked and subscribed and leaving comments. Don't forget to let me know what kind of chainsaw you prefer. Mine at the moment is Echo. I really like them, but you know, I'm down to find out what everybody else likes. So so let me know, and let me know why. Not just because you have one or whatever. Like give me a little description. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and God bless. Check you later. The video?
Yeah.
Let's see. Do it again. Oh no. No. What are you doing? Boy, alligator's got a bunch of dog hair in his mouth.